What's up, people? It's your man, ThaBlackCobra, back once again with the Wheel Life live stream. Once again, we're going to have some positive conversation. I see a bunch of people in the chat room already. This has been a very, very interesting week. A lot going on in the world of electric unicycles. And today, we're talking to a fantastic, energetic couple who, through my interaction, were had me laughing a lot. We're talking to Kevin and Chrissi from Roll.NZ. We're going to bring them in a minute. But before I do that, I just want to talk to those. This week, I don't see anyone yet. But every week, I seem to get somebody who actually doesn't ride electric unicycles, but just happened to stumble onto the stream. So if you are new and you haven't ridden an electric unicycle, that's what we talk about here on Wheel Life. That's the main topic. Electric rideables is what we're all about. So I want to make sure that you guys get any information that you need. So we will be talking about a lot of things. And if you're not familiar with it and we say something that you don't know about, put it in the chat. We'll talk to you. And you can also reach out to anybody on here afterwards. This is a community, and I appreciate the entire community. Everybody loves sharing, and it's become another offshoot of my family, and I appreciate all of you guys. So if you're joining us, just wanted to give you a little idea. If you don't know who I am ThaBlackCobra. I am an energetic person who likes to bring my energy to this community. So I'm hoping that you are here to share, and if so, feel free to jump in. So also, I wanted to talk about, you guys see I got the new shirts. I love that. And we'll talk about more once we get Kevin and Chrissi in here. So I don't want to hold them on the line. Without further ado, Kevin and Chrissi from Roll.NZ. What's up, guys? How you guys doing today? Oh, I can't hear you. Oh, hold on. Try that again, Kevin. Nothing. I can't hear you at all. Yeah, I can't hear you though. Yeah. All right, so try to switch that mic, Kevin. Yeah. So we have them in here. You can see that they're here. He switched the mic earlier and it cut the mic out. So let's see if we can get him back in. How about now? No, I can't hear you. I got nothing on your end. All right. So we will continue to try. No. Let me try this. Unmute you. No. I'm still not getting anything coming through on the audio from you guys. Let's see. All right. Gotta love these technical difficulties. We were chatting the whole time while we were waiting to start the stream. Now we start the stream and we can't talk. So I'm not sure. Hold on a second. Let's see here. No, still can't hear him. Nothing. I get nothing, Kev. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, let me see if I can. Let me pop you out. Pop you back in. No. It's not receiving any audio from you at all. All right. Yes, lovely way to start. What's up, Vegan? What's up, Brian? John. Oh, very funny. All right, so what I'm going to do for you guys, hang on. Kevin, Chrissi, I am going to try to disconnect you and reconnect you. So let me go back here. All right, guys, so already we're starting out lovely. So I'm gonna hang up and then call you guys right back and see if that works for you guys. It's very funny because, like I said, guys, we were talking the entire time, and then the minute the live stream started, all of a sudden it wouldn't. I couldn't hear them anymore. So, gotta love technology, right? Let's see. You guys there? Kevin, Chrissy? I still can't hear you. I got them back. They're here. But I'm not getting any audio from you at all. Let me see. I'm sorry, guys. What I will say, I'm gonna while we're talking, while we're trying to get them going. Let's see. What's up, Splice? What's up, Sensei? John Hoven, I think I said what's up already. V's working on her, getting herself back. Let me try something, Kevin and Chrissy. Let me see if I disconnect mine, will it make a difference for your end? Give me a mic check.
Mic check.
Okay.
No? You can hear us?
I can hear you now.
We changed nothing since you were talking.
No, then it might be because when I use these headphones, it won't let the audio through. Could be. So we're gonna disconnect these headphones and we'll go from here. So you sound good to me. You guys out there, let me know.
Yeah, they're saying it's good.
All right. So trying different things, trying to make things better doesn't always work. So, so that was the plan. So sounds good now, guys. If you guys, I see a couple people said it. Double check. Both sides sound good. Let me know. Trying to keep things going is always fun. Now I'm getting warm. Let me put on my fan over there. Archie's in the house. What's up? Oh, thank you, Archie. Archie said my merch is killer. I love it. You guys see the new phrase unicyclism is over here. In case you guys didn't. Unexplainable joy and excitement from riding electric unicycle outrageously fast. So, and of course, ride hard and keep it wheel. So I hope you guys like it. I take my inspiration from all kinds of things that are going on. And he said he loves the 16X cover. All right, you can see that down there. Well, 16X actually has tape on it and stickers. The cover is for my Monster, and I wonder where I got that from. Roll.NZ. Okay, am I saying that right? Because somebody said,
no.
Is it Roll.NZ?
Yes.
Everyone in the world except you guys.
Yeah, so that's how you say it. Roll.NZ. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So I've been corrected.
The theory was if the unicycles didn't take off and marijuana becomes legal here, we've got the right name.
Website sorted.
I get it. We roll it. Gotcha. I like that one. For a second, I was like, what? Gotcha. Okay, so let's fill you guys in on what's going to happen on today's show. Today, we got a few things going on. We got some stickers again that we're going to be giving away. I'm going to give that out in the chat. We got a new randomizer that I'm going to try to use. Excuse me. And we also have, don't forget, guys, anybody that is getting a bodyguard for their EUC, if you use the code ThaBlackCobra, you'll get 5% off. So remember that, guys. They're allowing people to take advantage of that, and there's several more options for you to do that. So that's not gonna be up forever. So if you guys are thinking of getting yourselves a bodyguard, use the Black Cobra and get your 5% off as soon as you can. And we're also gonna be giving away customization. You see that? You see how they did my emblem? They did a great job. These guys, Kevin working back and forth with me, and Chrissy and her skills. They did a great job at putting that together. So if you haven't seen the video, go ahead and check that out. But definitely, real talk. I appreciate you, brother. Super chat. And I'm glad you started with that, because the super chat people are the ones that I'm going to choose from to get the customization, the free customization from Kevin and Chrissy. So if you are in the super chat group, we're going to put you in the randomizer. But everybody's going to have an opportunity to win stickers, and the 5% off is still rolling. So now that I got all of that out of the way, Kevin and Chrissy, I want to know some things that I'm sure everybody else is curious about. Number one, where did this idea come from? Like, how did this happen? Tell us the story.
He has an amazing wife, and we'll just start here. But now it's up to him.
I have an amazing wife, a very patient, long-suffering soul. So I've been riding for about 5 years.
Okay.
I started obviously a long time ago. So I probably shouldn't say this, it might become a term. I'm a pre-Marty rider.
Okay.
I had a unicycle, I rode it, and it was great, but I was getting old, and I was getting fatter, and I needed more power. The trouble is, at that point, there was no way to get unicycles easily over here. So the time I worked out how to get one and get an import license, I thought, well, we'll bring in a pallet full and make them available to other people. You know, it's a fun thing. Why wouldn't they want one?
Right.
My long-suffering wife said, yes, we can start a small business. We'll put it in the cupboard and we'll sell every, I thought maybe 6 or 7 a year sort of thing, nothing big. And it's been surprisingly good. A lot of people in New Zealand love them. So that's been a good investment in itself. But we had a few small wheels. We thought, well, we'll let people learn to ride on them, because that's the biggest thing. As you know, everyone's like, I couldn't ride one of those.
Right.
Trouble is that you do fall off when you're learning. So Chris said, we can make a cover. We'll put it over. It'll protect the wheels while people learn. And there was one photo posted on Facebook showing we got big pedals for the Kingston. And one of the wheels had a cover on. And someone said, where did you get that? And 2 years later, here we are.
So how did you get the idea to use the neoprene or the wetsuit material?
Well, Kevin actually found the neoprene and came home with some samples and went, could you make this into a cover? For his very first wheel that was some bizarre shape. And I'm like, no, fuck off, I'm not doing that, I'm not wasting my time. And then once he bought them, I was concerned that people would trash them. So
right.
The light green that's on the top of your wheel is the first fabric that we got in.
Ah, okay.
We made covers out of this. You couldn't take them off. So if we lent them to people to learn to ride, then they couldn't really steal them. It would be quite obvious.
Yeah.
The first ones, you had to take the handle off the top of the Kingston to pull them over. None of this join in the middle or anything like that. So they've definitely evolved a long, long way.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna
people about colours initially, and they said, "Oh no, don't make one in red because it's going to look like an apple." For ages, it was like, "Well, I think that's wrong."
Okay. Well, let me ask in the chat. I know you guys are going back and forth. Everybody's talking about the new wheels and what's going on with them and who's getting what. And guys who are in the chat, how many people of you already have a Roll.NZ bodyguard for your wheel? Who has you can see that I have one for my Monster. Who already has one for their wheel, and who is looking for one? Let's put it that way.
There's more than one.
Yeah, because I have one for my Monster, but I don't have one for my 16X, only because I put the the glowing tape on my 16X, so I like the look of it. But I was thinking of it, and as a matter of fact, didn't you guys just tell me something about a 16X? Did you got a new design for one?
Yes. Actually, I'll go and grab it. Excuse me.
Ah, okay. A new 16X design for those 16X riders out there, because the 16X, although I feel like it's very rugged, to cover it, because I love going in the woods with it. Okay, Splice says he has 2. V of course she's the winner, I'm sure. She has 4. Splice has 2. Zoom wheels. He said he's got 2. Brian, okay. Okay, here we go. The new 16X cover. Dun dun dun. Okay. All right.
Velcro at the bottom to do it. And sorry if you've got an older one, extra big pockets.
Ah, okay. I like that.
Easier to fit, quicker to fit, and it'll just stay in the right place that little bit better.
And your wife can use it as a really useless hand. Everything will fall out, so.
I like it. Now, what is that, black and gray?
Olive green.
Olive green. Okay, that's new.
Yes.
It's not quite as bright as some of them, but it's nice and earthy. It looks really nice on a wheel.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. I think I may put one on the 16X just because. But I don't know. I don't want. I wasn't planning. What else we got here? What you got,
This
Chrissy?
will look like 16X.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll look real good on.
So a nice shocking pink to stand out.
Ah, okay. I like that.
And the purple.
Okay, purple.
Not quite looks blue, but I can assure you it's very purple.
Okay. See, that's not the same color that V got, because V's is blue.
Hers is very blue, yep.
Yes, okay. All right. Let me see. This is off topic here. Robert said he was riding the M103 yesterday and someone thought he was riding on a lunch pail. I believe that. Okay, so Very Funny's asking, are you going to do one for the Sherman? Do you know if you're going to... I know that's going to be a crazy wheel, but...
The problem we have is that until we actually have a wheel here, Chrissy can't say that she can make a cover for it.
Right.
We can want to make a cover for it, but it's like without it's like a tailored item. You go in, you get fitted. We fit the cover to the wheel.
Right.
What I can say is we are getting a Sherman so that we can do our best.
Okay.
But Chrissy can do her best. And there will be one for the Sherman.
Okay, you guys heard it here. They're working on it. Now, I'm hoping that... I'm sorry, guys, but see, I'm at the back of the line for a Sherman, still trying to get my coins together, but my V11 is coming. So I'm hoping that you guys are going to be done with that one first. I hope.
Again, we have a V11 coming. We're a small player in the world, so we don't get to buy the first wheel out of the factory.
Right.
But we have some good contacts now, so we are getting them as soon as we can. And as soon as we have them, basically, I'm that lucky guy in the world. I get to unbox every single EUC there is.
Yes.
And I pull it out, and she takes it. And I have to and wait until I'm allowed to ride it because it's now safe.
Ooh, look at this. There he is, Vincent. We were waiting for him. So Vincent got that green color, huh?
He got the olive.
He said, I'm the winner of the 16X Bodyguard. It's fantastic. Love the olive green. So Vincent is the one that won on a previous show. He got a free Bodyguard, and he got it in that olive green, and he loves it. So appreciate that, Vincent. Thank you for telling us that. Thank you. We needed to know that.
You want to turn up, Vincent.
Say again?
Is it right yet?
What'd you say? I'm sorry. What'd you say, Chrissy?
It's Vincent's new bodyguard that he won turned up yet.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. He said he loves it.
Oh no, he had olive before.
Oh, did he? Oh, his new one's not olive.
No, his new one is. It's reversed though, so he's got.
Well, he
He
said.
can change his mind and dress it up as he wants to.
Well, he said he's the winner, and he said that it's fantastic, and he loves the olive green. So I'm hoping that means. Hey, Vincent, clarify. Do you have the new one already? Is that why you're saying that, or are you talking about the previous one that you had? Let's see. And I thought I saw something else. All right. No. Let's see. Oh, okay. EX Rev Rides is asking, do you guys have, or are you getting a neon orange?
Oh no, I ordered an orange and this really ugly peach color turned up. And it was like, my customers are mainly males. Like, no male is going to want to put this. Like, the pink, maybe. The peach, no.
Okay, I'll be the first to say thank you. Thank you.
You've actually got a challenge there because you can get neoprene with so many different colours on it. If it's a nylon outer, we don't use that. We use something that's tougher so that you can drop it in the middle of the forest, roll it down a pile of rocks, and it doesn't tear. The nylon would just be obliterated.
Okay.
So the poly that's on the outside limits our colours, unfortunately.
Okay.
But we are with.
Let's see. Thinking. Okay, so while I'm scrubbing through here looking for other questions, Kevin and Chrissy, how long have you guys been together?
Oh God, I knew this the other day when you asked. 1997.
Yep. He met at work in 1994.
Uh-huh. So it took you that
Both
long?
married to other people.
Say that again?
Both married to other people.
Aha! Ooh!
Scandal. No.
You heard it here first. Scandal. Scandal at Roll.NZ. So I was going to say it took you that long, Kevin, but okay, I get it.
I mean, it's like, he's a dick, get rid of him.
He was a boy.
I wasn't the man she was ready for. She had to make me first.
Isn't that funny how that works? They always get, we know right away, but they got to warm up to us. We're like, yeah, you're going to be mine. Oh, let's see. Okay, yeah, Francisco says best investment. Definitely.
He's saying that he crashed at 37 miles per hour in a bush and it saved his wheel.
Yeah, see? Tell ya, it is.
Bush something else over here.
Yeah, it's important to have some coverage. That's for sure. I wanted one previously. When I had my cutout, I wish I had a bodyguard on my wheel. I mean, it did some damage. So, oh, EVX in the house. I missed that. What's up, buddy? All right. Let's see. Splice. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So Vincent said, yes, I have 2 olive greens. The new one is inverted from my old one. So he did get it, and he says he loves it. Thanks there, Vinny. Appreciate it. Let's see. Okay, here we go. We got a question for you. Curious the method of making the covers and how long it takes to come up with final designs for a cover, if it's okay to ask. Well, before she even starts, if you saw the video I did on putting it on here, I did give you a little taste of a little bit of background footage of her making the bodyguard. So go ahead, Chrissy. What do you got for him?
Well, it can take anywhere from a day to several weeks. Once you start drilling holes in the neoprene, it changes the stretch on it. So you can think that you've got it right, but so that all the holes line up, it takes several goes and lots of patience and unpicking and repattern making, and some of them it can take up to a week or two.
Okay.
And you can have 10 variations
Right.
that you have to make before I'm happy and it gets tested.
So like the monster one that you've got was fairly quick because it's quite simple. There's not a lot of features. One of Chris's favourite sayings is, "You boys and your lights." So the Nicola cover with holes all the way around for the lights, trying to get in the right place, it takes a lot longer.
Okay.
And then to sew them up, you've got to, we laser cut them, we wash them, we dry them.
Wow.
We then sew them up. So it probably takes over an hour all up for each bodyguard.
Okay. Well, I mean, it sounds like a lot of work. And I thought the same thing when I saw all the holes that you had put. I said, man, that has to be a lot of work trying to line that up. So, cheers to you guys for all the work. Let's see. Well, cheers to Chrissy. Kevin does all the riding.
I was this customer. I kept insisting we need that 2 more millimeters to the left.
Everybody used to say, "Thank you, team." It's like there's no fucking team. It's just me. What's this team they speak of?
There is a team now.
There is a team now. Yes, we have 2 ladies that work for us and have come up to speed. So
okay, so now they have staff. Now they're getting
and now I can look at other wheels. So we've got a Tesla that's prototyping at the moment and an Emotion V8.
Oh, okay. I like those, but I want you to go for that. You know, the new ones, all the new ones, and I can't wait for you to get those wheels so you can start working on it.
Yeah, I'm working on the ones that I have now in front of me.
Well, a question. What was that, Kevin?
Good practice.
Yeah.
So that every cover she makes is a new technique or something that if we can transfer that through, it just gets better and better.
Right.
So, but yes, there's a boat going to be arriving in New Zealand, which is going to have a Sherman.
Okay.
And different wheels at different times, most likely. We've arranged S18s, V11s.
Nice.
There's a lot of people. We get every other day. There's questions to us, and one of the real popular wheels everyone wants it for is the M103.
Okay.
It's interesting because it's a smaller, cheaper wheel.
Yeah.
But then it lends itself to people trying some tricks and doing things. So the new 2020 MCM5. We might need to get a Monster Pro.
Yes, you do.
And this problem I have is that we have to have one of each of these wheels. And once we've got them, someone has to cycle through the batteries, draining them and recharging them. So that's my contribution to the business.
Well, it's dangerous walking down the hallway because all those pedals are at exactly the right height. Slip your ankles when you're trying to avoid the cat.
Ankle bites. You get ankle bites. Yeah. Well, Kevin, I can't lend a hand with the riding from there because, you know, she still has to work on the wheels and stuff. But I can tell you, if you have too many extra and you want to just get rid of some, I got a spot for them right over here. Okay? So any of them that you want to get rid of, just let me know. Right over here. I'll take them.
It's a similar thing to you shipping your M103 back to England.
Yeah.
You really don't want to go there.
Okay, she's bringing it out.
The bonus with it that if anyone's coming over here and they want to reach out, if you're coming through Wellington, we have enough wheels that we can take you on a guided tour on EUCs around town.
Nice. I may take you up on that.
Awesome.
So, guys, if you didn't catch what Chrissy said there, what I was, a Fees K shipped me that wheel from London, the M10-3, and when I tried to ship it back, they want $500 to ship it back, and that's half the price of the wheel. So we're trying to find another alternative. So I'll most likely be selling it for him on stateside. If someone wants a M10-3. I would think of buying it myself. However, my kids and my wife have made it clear that even with that nice cute wheel that I thought was gonna get them to want to ride, it ain't gonna work. So I'm most likely just gonna sell it for him here. So anybody in the market for an M10-3, hit me up and I'll talk to Hafiz and see if that's definitely what we're doing. On another note, someone asked the question that I asked you: lean pads or power pads? What is the best option you think for a person? And I have some right here, and I'm sad to say I haven't been able to try it yet, but you can see the thickness of them. I'm trying to see if I can either put them under my bodyguard or attach them to the outside. And that's the question someone asked a while back in the chat. What do you guys think?
I see Brian asked a question about that, or whether you can cut the neoprene.
Yep.
Yes, you can. You can. I mean, when we first started making them, before we had a laser cutter, we used to drill out the holes, so you can cut it with a good pair of scissors. A Stanley knife, because it stretches, isn't the best idea. But I sort of think that Velcro, a really strong Velcro, would work, and we've seen Flyboy do that.
Of Velcro, like where did he put it? Because I didn't see that on his.
So he's got a video on his channel showing how he did it. Basically, it adhesive Velcro. So he put, I'm hoping the soft side stuck onto the outside of the bodyguard.
Oh yeah. That was the other idea.
The pad, and then bang, right where you want it. We've also seen one. I sent you a photo of this a couple of weeks back when you asked, and I don't know if you've got it available, but someone's put them underneath their bodyguard, and actually I was quite surprised how much it stretches. Because it's pulled tight vertically as well as sideways, it actually sucks in to that gap between the front and back piece of the pad. So yeah, you can go either way probably.
Well, I'm definitely thinking about it. Hey, Marty's in here. Marty says hi, Kevin and Chrissy.
Hey, Marty.
All right.
Lost.
Yeah, there's so many R2-D2 designs.
Mad.
Oh, EVX. Now I apologize in the chat if I'm grabbing comments and they're out of context because I'm scrolling fast to try and catch up. But EVX says R2-D2 design for the M10-3 is a great idea. If you made it look, that would be great if you made it look like R2-D2 and then we were riding it. That would be amazing.
I have some fur fabric that Kevin keeps saying I should make a Wookiee cover.
That was a giveaway.
Oh, Francisco, my man, thank you for the super chat. What cost would you sell the M10-3? Good question, Rev Rides. I'm not sure yet. It's $1,000 wheel. I think he rode it a few times and I rode it a few times, so I'm not sure how much he's willing to part with it for. I will find out. You and I can talk, because it'd be easier to send it to you, because I can't send it to him. Yes, love the community. I do too, Francisco. Love it. Knee pads, I don't know what that's about. Don't attach them to the neoprene. V says don't attach them to the neoprene. My concern about attaching them to the neoprene is that there is ability to move. That's why my mind automatically says go underneath, because I know the neoprene is stretched pretty tight, but there is a possibility of shift. and that would shift them out. And if you're leaning to try and pull the wheel with you, I'd be afraid that there'll be too much movement there, so it may not work. So I don't know.
I've seen somebody attach a wide double-sided tape.
Yeah.
Underneath it, so that it also between the bodyguard and the wheel, so that it.
Right, so the bodyguard won't slip.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's another good idea.
I think it was like 2-inch wide tape that they used.
That's a good idea. I didn't even think of that. If you put it on both sides, but the thing is, then if you take the bodyguard off, you're gonna have to make sure you get that double-sided tape off.
That's the thing. And I mean, some people take them off, put them on. Some people leave them on all the time. Each to their own, I suppose. And of course, you do get a bit of extra grip with the bodyguard than just on the plastic pads anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna work, but Marty's saying hey again because we didn't catch him the first time. They're saying hey, Marty. Wave to Marty, guys.
And we need to make an Ewok cover.
Yeah, there we go. An Ewok cover. That would work. I would cry laughing to someone. I'm telling you, the R2-D2 idea is growing on me even more. Yeah, that's what we were saying, Mickey, that if you put lean pads, you sew Velcro to the bodyguard, you can then use the Velcro to attach the pads. Yeah, but we're just worried about the movement of the bodyguard, a little bit of stretch and give, so the double-sided tape inside may help. Wilson, all right, with the super chat. Appreciate it, buddy. V said that's correct. I'm not sure what I was saying, but okay, thank you.
John, any plans to put a custom logo on the material? Oh, you mean like
that?
or like Chanel, or how you've got the CC or something?
No, I think he's talking about like this, because he's looking at doing it for himself, because several people did ask me, hey, how did you get that? I'm like, they have an option right on the website. I said they will work with you, and you can definitely go ahead and tell them what you want, and they'll get it put on there. So a lot of people were surprised. I'm like, you didn't see that?
Yeah. No, we love doing that. Unfortunately for Chrissy and our machinists now, a lot of people just like black.
Yeah.
And I get that. But when it's got some color in it, it's a bit of pop. Someone wants some personalization on it. We spent time with you.
Yeah.
But how about this? It's got to work with the stitching. It's something you need to like. So if we can get to that, this looks awesome, let's do it point, then it's a lot of fun for us.
Yeah. Well, somebody's asking, they said, so if you cut the cover with a Stanley blade, will the cover fray? You said
no. It won't fray.
Okay.
But a Stanley blade isn't the best thing to cut it with.
Scissors is better?
Scissors are so much better. Just a sharp, because the Stanley...
Good scissors.
Yeah, well, the Stanley blade is, you're cutting something that's going to stretch.
Right.
So it's hard to get a nice straight line because it keeps moving.
Gotcha.
Whereas scissors, you just mark out what you want to cut and use scissors to cut around it.
My thought would be if you cut it like just to the edge and then stretch it around it, then you can put it on the wheel and then stretch the neoprene around it so it just has a hole just big enough to fit around this.
We were meant to get some pads.
There's somewhere between China and here. There's a bit of issue shipping at the moment.
V's given you, I think, she's buying you a Sherman.
Oh, she is? Yeah, I would like that.
Scroll down to the bottom.
What's that? Hold on. Let's go. Sensei Vegan, I appreciate you, brother. He's in there. And then we got to go down to V. She said, hold on, V says.
Like a horn.
Giant pair character waving flags and turning around, making the buildings in front of him tremble. Okay, that's you get a second one, V. All right. Oh, VT in the house. What's up, VT? Okay, VT says he needs a Roll.NZ case to represent. Okay. Hey, VT, man, they're here. They're in the house. Definitely here if you want. We were talking about it. Today, though, although we have Vincent in the chat who won a bodyguard previously, today we're giving away the customization. So, VT, you can put your name and stuff on there, and you won't have to pay for it. So, that's what we're doing today. Let's see. VT needs a roll. Yeah, you definitely. V is awesome. Retired riding EUCs and going fast. No, she ain't retired. She's retired from work, but she's definitely. Oh, that's what he's saying. Yes. She's laid up for a little bit, though. He said, and you know this, man. He said V got too much money.
Yes, you can just send me the designs that you're interested in, and we can tell you if it's doable or not.
Yeah.
Things like tattoos translate well in line art.
Yeah, so he's asking that for everybody to see in case you guys didn't. You know, can you send the designs and like Spider-Man and would it would be cool? She's saying that she'll try anything if it's possible. So she'll look at it and see if it's feasible, and then they'll give it a shot. And I can tell you these guys are pretty open to suggestions and open to ideas. So if you guys are thinking about something, definitely send a message to these guys and get them started, because they're very responsive. Even with the time change, that's the only I mean the time difference, that's the only thing that holds them back.
No, that's the thing. We work through the night for you.
Well, we appreciate that. And I mean, in case you guys are wondering, like here, it's after 6 p.m. now, so even though summertime, so the sun stays out a little bit longer, we're going into the night. They're just going into their day, so they're behind us one day, or they're ahead of us by 16 hours.
Yeah.
So it's 10 on Thursday here.
So it's the next day. So not behind us. They're in time. It seems like they're behind us, but they're ahead of us 16 hours. So it's the next day. So sometimes. Oh, what do we got? What do we got? Asking about obtaining an affiliate link. Oh yeah. Well, guys, right now, working back and forth with these guys, they were able to give me a link that you can use ThaBlackCobra for 5% off. So that's what they're working off of right now. So if I were you guys, I would definitely, talk to them, send them a message, and work back and forth with them. But they're doing the best they can to get these out for all of us and to try and work with us. So let's see. And I think that's the answer, because right now you guys aren't using affiliate links, right?
No, I looked into it, and we're at the arse end of the world, and I think nobody would want to buy stuff from New Zealand, so we can't really find an affiliate link. But now I've got a bit more time on my hands, I'll be able to investigate.
Okay, so stay tuned. We'll put it that way.
Yeah.
They may be able to get it done.
If we can. I mean, the only thing that stopped us being able to do it was that we couldn't find somebody that would accept an email address in New Zealand to do it.
Gotcha. So it's definitely something they would think about, because a lot of people want to work with you guys, because your product is definitely unique. There's nothing else like it. My only concern, and I'll be honest, the reason I didn't get one originally was because I was worried that once it fell and stuff, because the side of the 16X has that neoprene. It's not the same. It's not as thick. So I was like, when it fell and rubbed, it got this nice burn in it. You can't really see it. I don't know if you can see it from there, but it's got a nice burn in the side, like piece of the neoprene rubbed and rubbed right off. And I was like, oh, that's gonna happen to that material. But I saw a wheel that had been banged up and took a lot of spills, and it did have some like nicks in it, but it didn't rub off like that. So I was like, oh, okay. And there's a sticker, so it will protect it. So it grew on me. Yeah, because my thinking was that we needed more of a hard shell, something that could absorb the blow. And I'm like, well, yeah, but then it could still crack. So I guess you have to look at it from both ways, and I love the design of this and the way that it looks, especially mine. I mean, I keep showing it because that's just a work of art there. I actually am afraid to have to sell my wheel because the Monster Pro is way too much money. The Sherman is way too much money. And trying to get that, there's no way I can get those without, get more money and sell something I have to be able to buy one of those. And I'm like, I don't want to let that go now. So
you've got kids, sell them.
Yeah. I tried.
It sucks when you don't have a buyer.
It didn't work, and I'm under investigation now. No. All right, let me see. What did I miss over here? Night. Oh, okay. If there will be a cover for the V8. Yes. Oh, the V8F. That's the one you have now you're working on, right, Chrissy?
Yes, I'm just working on putting holes in it. How
Okay.
many was it?
32.
On each side.
Yeah.
32 holes on each side.
Wow. So she's
Just
working
'cause
on
I
it.
know none of you have ever counted the lights on your wheels.
It's really hard to keep moving.
But somebody had to do the counting.
So we're getting in motion to our products. So it obviously means we've got the wheels, which means we can make covers for them. So ours won't be like the actual in motion covers. They'll be tight fitting. They won't fall apart in the first fall you have, and they'll have holes for the lights, which is, and that's part of an in motion wheel. It's lots of lights.
Yeah, that was the only thing I didn't like about their cover. I liked their cover. Their cover was really good. I had a V8, and that's what I started on, and I was in love with their cover. Just didn't like that it blocked the lights. So that's definitely a big key. If you can show all those pretty lights that they got, a home run. All right.
So we can do.
So John says that his bashed and crashed, and it looks brand new. That's great.
That's what we like to hear.
That's
The
right.
thing with having the neoprene is it adds the extra level of comfort for you, because a lot of the wheels, especially when you're learning to ride, your calves take a hammering. So it's like, I can't ride. I've had lots of attempts at learning to ride, so I know the hurdy bit.
You know that part.
Yeah.
Who's not on the right wheel? I think the Sherman's the wheel to learn on.
Yeah. I think you're right. Yeah. Honestly, you say that, but the Z10, I remember that fat wheel on the Z10 made me like look at it, and I'm like, that's a big wheel. I got on it, and it felt like it just stood up. I was like, oh, that's easy to ride until you try to turn.
And who needs to turn? You always stop and move it and then get back on again.
Yeah. Well, Vincent is asking. He said, not sure if anybody asked us already. Any plans on creating a bodyguard with built-in pads?
Well,
suspicious look there.
Well, you can say this because you are the one sorting out getting pads for me to play with.
So we are looking, and there's a range of pads available. We want to get some to see how we can make them fit underneath or in it somehow, or built in as part of the cover. We want to do more. We don't just sell bodyguards. We sell wheels, of course, stands, and a few other ideas we're working on. But having pads that integrate with it definitely would be a good option.
Okay. Well, let us know when you get there, because she's waiting. She said she asked months ago. She's waiting, so she's got her fingers crossed.
I think we've given V the same answer that Kevin's just given.
So John said, yeah, stitch them on. Great idea.
Or a pocket. I don't know. Do you always want the pads on, or do you sometimes not?
No, I can't speak for everybody. I don't speak for the entire community, but I can say that once you ride with the pads, most people don't go back. So if you did put a pocket where you can put them in and take them out, if that's what you're getting, that could work. But honestly, if you ride with them, you usually keep them on. But that may give you a little more flexibility if you did that. Let's see. People are stretching their bodyguards over their pads right now. Yeah, right. People are already doing that. So I mean, if you
pads cost money too, and if you fall on a trail, they're potentially going to get torn up a bit. So if you can stuff everything else underneath the bodyguard, then if that works, go for it.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take my bodyguard off. Whew, I hate even saying that. But but I'm gonna take my bodyguard off because I also have to put I still have to rig my lights. I got some new lights that I'm gonna rig onto my because the monster has there's no lights. So I you say boys and their lights, we love our lights. I gotta have lights. So and
should we integrate lights into the bodyguard too?
Say again? Yeah, that's a good idea. Hey, she's like, wait, stop with the ideas. She's like, one thing at a time, buddy.
And we need to look into seats. Okay, thanks, Marty.
Yeah. What is that? Since you're expanding your product line.
Size is personal preference. That's what I have been wondering, because we don't really use pads. Yeah. None of our customers in New Zealand use them, so we don't have any test dummies, so to speak.
Well, let's go with what he said. Right. I mean, you might be right. I know that someone like the MSP high speed edition I got now from EX Rev Rides. He's got some modified lean pads that he did and put on there, but they're so far forward that I don't quite get there. So I can't quite. So for me, I would put them back further so that I can hit them earlier, because my legs are probably a little longer than his. So So to integrate one, then would just be asking for trouble, because if I modeled it on Kevin, then V would be screwed. Yes. Good. Listen, that was probably the best thing you could say, because the difference in the two is perfect.
But if you put Velcro loops on the side of the cover and you put the hooks on your trouser leg, you can just clamp on anywhere you want. You don't need to.
But the pad also...
He doesn't make bodyguards.
The pad also helps, though, because it's not just the grip and the wheel. The pad, the thickness of it, it also gives you more to grip. So, and it's comfort and all that. So it's a lot to it. But Robert's saying that that's a cool option to add LEDs to the cover. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I'm sleeping on the couch tonight.
Yeah, I like that idea, because I told you I was playing around with that idea myself. I'm like, do I want to put the lights on the wheel, or do I want to put the lights on the bodyguard? Because if I run the lights underneath the edge of the monster, that's where the bodyguard grips to. So I don't know how I could mount the lights and allow the bodyguard to be there too. I really don't know what I'm going to do to the bottom, how I'm going to attach it on the bottom, unless I ran and glued the lights to the outside of the bodyguard. And I don't really want to do that, because I don't want to mess up the look of the bodyguard. I like it.
You could, I suppose you could tack them on, but you probably even haven't done the red eyes.
No, I still haven't. Yeah.
So everyone watching, when we were just finishing off Erwin's cover, we had a last minute thought saying, hey, we could add the red that's in the Black Cobra wording into the eye of the Cobra, so it looked that much better. And we asked him asked him he should do it. Sorry, we asked him if we should do it or not. Thank you. And it didn't come back. We didn't want to delay shipping, so we sent it. And with it, we threw an extra thread so he could do it himself if he wants it. And it's your basic Boy Scout stitching, and he still hasn't done it. So we need to hassle him every week until he's got this done.
Well, like I said, hold on. Once
got a few chores.
Once I get the pedals done, once I get the lights done, once I get the lean pads on, then I mean I got to do some work. But I'm about to pass on that MSP to U-Stride to ride. So when I pass that one on, then I can work on my monster again for a minute. So that's what my plan is.
We're done by the weekend then.
The weekend is when I'm going to pass it off, yes. So that's when I'll get started. And never mind the fact that I just got the Skydio 2 drone. I ordered this a year ago. And it just came yesterday, so...
Seriously, you would have thought you'd been sleep shopping.
Yeah, crazy. I was like, but then I saw a couple people with theirs. You know, Zen Lee has been using his. Duff uses his, and I'm like, man, where's mine? And then I got an email. I'm like, ooh, my turn. So, yes. Okay. King Song riders don't need pads. Only for low torque Gotway wheels. And who wants an ugly Gotway wheel? That's messed up, buddy. 3 Ingy. Let me see. Now, I will admit that I didn't need pads until I got the Monster. I felt like the Monster needs some pads to torque it up. The 16X, I never felt like I needed anything.
That's what I'm worried about the Monster Pro, because the larger the diameter of your wheel, the less and if your pedals don't get bigger too, you've got less and less shift or power you can apply to it. Without pads. So a 24-inch wheel, if you do the physics or the maths for it going up a hill, you can't get up as steep a hill as you can with a smaller wheel.
Right.
Power. So it's going to be quite interesting to see just how it works at 24 inches.
Okay. Robert says, I like being super bright at night on a PEV. I agree with that, Robert. And then Archie, the super bright guy. I don't know if you guys seen Archie's wheel at night. He says, duct tape like me. Yo, Archie is the king of what we call spooge. Archie just... Yo, Archie will put anything to hold it. He don't care how it looks. But he has the best lights of anybody ever. He looks like a UFO or a football stadium at night. Archie's got the dopest lights. On his helmet, on his wheel. Nobody touches Archie's lights. But
he looks like a moving Christmas tree.
Yeah, that's what he looks like. But it's amazing. And then he's got the music. So you're like, you see the lights going, and he's like a party on wheels. But during the daytime, when you look at his wheel, oh my God. And
you would get to experience his craftsmanship.
Oh, wow. His wheel is a hot mess during the day. I'm sorry, Archie. Love you, buddy. But your wheel is a hot mess. Matter of fact, let me see. I think I'm going to pull up a quick picture because I just saw him a couple days ago. He was riding through here, and I had to get another picture of that wheel of his because it drives me nuts of how his wheel looks during the day. I'm like, no. Let's see. He's got duct tape and electrical tape and caution tape and now I'm turning it. It's laying on its side. So that's his Monster. That's how it looks during the daytime. And oh my God. I'm like.
Just before the accident?
Yeah. Archie, I'm putting you on the spot, buddy. We need some. Archie needs some artistic work on his wheel when it comes to that. He's got the mechanics down. Nobody can beat his systems. He modifies battery packs and does all kinds of stuff. But yeah, the look of that wheel, he needs some work. Rev Ride says, have you looked into reflective material for the covers?
Yes, and we can't get a strong. So the neoprene that we use is called Strong Pad, and it's tougher than most wetsuits are made from. So
Okay.
It's meant for cave diving.
Nice.
And sorry, yep.
No, go ahead.
And so there's two ones that we use. In the top of the Monster and the MSX covers have an extra strong area. So when we were making them, it was like, where does your wheel get damaged the most?
Right.
And so we put extra tough fabric there because the Monster weighs so much that the first test that we did, Kevin kindly made it do roly-polies, and it sort of cut through the top of it, and it's like, right, maybe it's not strong enough. So we use the strongest that we can get for you,
right.
And that doesn't come reflective or in all colours. There's only a select number of colours. But they do increase it, and I do keep asking. But I guess unless I was willing to order hundreds and hundreds of meters, being tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars, we can't really do that. We don't have the pulling power for it.
Not yet. Well,
there are some things we've been playing with. We had a customer ask about using Molly. It's the webbing system they used in the military.
Mm-hmm.
And we've done a few wheels with some customers, one of our regular customers. We basically put it across the back of the Monster, just one little piece of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can get lights to fit on there or all sorts of things. So it's an opportunity to add more to it.
Yeah.
So we want to start playing with that. Now that Chris is not spending all the time doing the making, we want to start experimenting with this stuff and seeing what you guys want. And things like, can we add a D-ring to a part of the cover so you can hang your helmet on it when you stop for a break?
Yeah.
Like that. But is that useful or is that useless?
No, that's useful. I can tell you that now because either you can hang your helmet on it, or depending on the location, you can hang the little speaker that people put on. You can put the little speaker on there on a D-ring, so that could work too. So James says you can see Archie from outer space. and Rev Ride says I completely agree. Yes, I agree too. Archie's lights are crazy. If you, I still haven't. Oh, that's the other thing I gotta do. I still haven't put out the video from our group ride. Okay, I'm getting it. Okay. By the way, I think I'm going to see you tonight and ride over and you gonna bring the jacket? Let me know, Archie. I'll meet up with you. Let me know. He's got so many miles on his wheel. Let's see. Tech Junkie, we're making lights on our pads. Oh yeah, they're putting lights on their lean pads, on those power pads. Yeah. He's making a pair as we speak. Yeah, I saw one of his posts. Vinny, great job, man. All that, doing that kind of stuff. Maybe it'll be able to work so that we can work it in with the bodyguard too. I mean, I hope we ultimately figure out something here. Let's see. Does your wheel have 8,000 miles on it? No, Archie. I don't. Who's got 8,000 miles but you, man? He did 4 states in one day the other day. That's why I saw him. He was looping, going to 4 states. I'm like, this guy, he rides a lot.
Oh.
They're little states, though, to be fair, surely.
No, listen. He Massachusetts, Vermont, Connecticut. No, he didn't do Connecticut. Massachusetts, Vermont, and I forgot New Hampshire and one other, I think.
Yeah, but start in the right place. You can ride 20 feet and have 2 states covered.
Yeah, no, it's not that close. I mean, you can go through, like, try and catch the tip of it, and certain trails will help. But he was on, like, roads. I mean, some of his videos, I'm like, he look like he's on the highway. He's not on the highway, but he's on route whatever, and I'm like, man, He's a brave soul, that Archie. Brave guy. And he said we have the same wheels. Yeah.
That's what you want to do here, isn't it? Like, take tours of people through the railway, old railway.
So they've been working, because we're big on tourism here, at least we used to be when you could be a tourist. And there's some great cycleways. Like there's a ride right near here. It's a 3-day cycle trip. It's like, well, if you can do it on a bike, why can't you do it on a unicycle?
Yeah.
And it becomes a destination thing. It's like, okay, we're going to do 50, 60 kilometres today. We're going to stop. There's vineyards at the end. We can taste a bit of wine, spend the night, carry on.
See?
Yeah.
I like that. So, Mike Gagliarducci says, Erwin, invite them to Springfield. I already did, buddy. They got an open invitation to come here, just like they invited me to if I want to go there. Yes. They are on the other side, but if they ever decide to make that trip, it won't be for quite a while. COVID. But
Oh, it reared its ugly head here again. So we've gone down into a sort of mild lockdown after they found 4 cases yesterday.
Oh man, yeah, it's
they're really strict here. 4 people in the community, so they're like, right, we're going to stop it now. You guys are seeing how bad it is, or everyone sees it. So it's tough. If that makes it work for us here, then that's great.
Yeah.
We can still make bodyguards through this, so don't worry.
Yep. So, Archie said he just did 4 states, 300 miles. Excuse me. Planning on another one this Saturday, going to the Cape. Wow. Spelunker.
So I'm going continents, not states. I've got 3 down so far and 4 to go. The last one could be a bit tough because that's Antarctica, but if I get 6, I'll really push for this last one. Not how long the batteries will last when I'm down here, though.
Let's see. V says, my ankle is broken healing. I'm slated to get the Monster Pro and want to do several states down the line. Yeah, V, she's planning to do her rotation. Now she's got to heal up. Otherwise, she would already be on her way somewhere else. She wants to do that tour, too. Okay, Archie says, and Archie's in contact with them. He says that the production of the Monster Pro is set for mid-September, so maybe we can see them here mid-October. Whew! That's too late. Then we ride forever on the Monster Pro. Yeah, I get you, Archie.
You want to wait for the Monster Pro with suspension?
Say what?
Don't you want to wait for the Monster Pro with suspension? Surely that's the next.
That's going to be quite a while. If this one's not till October, that'll be like the end of next year sometime. So, yeah, I ain't waiting. Although the EX looked good because it's a Gotway wheel with suspension, but I'm still not sure if I'm feeling it. If I had a choice, I still would get the Monster Pro, but that would be after I got the Sherman. I don't know what's going on.
It's still in kids.
Yeah, so I know I only have 3 kids to sell. So Robert says Molly webbing is a cool idea as you can adjust them if you have enough connection points. Yes, definitely. My only issue with molly webbing is you have to put the molly webbing on the EUC, then you have to attach some molly webbing to the back of your lean pads in a way that they would hold, and then you could molly it through. Anything else, anything that you attach would have to have molly gear. But I mean that can be as thin or as thick as you want it. So it can work. It's just gonna have more of a gap there.
When we were starting to look at this with a customer, we got a few molly accessories, and some of them it won't matter that there's that little bit of padding. We got a grenade holder. So if you want to put a grenade on your wheel, then
nice. Hey,
not a problem.
Listen, some people need a grenade. like V, when the guy cuts her off with the car. Pull the pin. Okay, Brian says that he's off to bed. Late night in the UK. Stay safe. All right, see you later, Bri. Thanks for coming. That's our other speed demon. Zoom Wheels Brian.
Sorry.
Good night, brother. Let's see. What do we got? Archie did Vermont, Connecticut, Mass, and New Hampshire. Those are the 4 states. Oh, he also hit Rhode Island, 312 miles. Okay. He was getting it in. Let's see. 2 Slice in the house. What's up, bro? 2 Slice. He just won. Panda and Marty are the marathoners of the EUC world. Definitely real talk. I agree. They are the marathoners. Let's see. What's good with you, 2 Slice? Let's see. Zoom Wheels had to leave. 20 miles today. Had to take a nap. I hope you didn't take a nap on the wheel. That could pose to be problematic. For those of you who saw my post earlier, I was on a Chinook helicopter ride earlier today, and the ride was like, it was hot, and it had a nice hum and rhythm going. So while we were headed from here towards Boston, I was like, I was dozing in the helicopter until we got there.
You weren't flying though, were you?
Huh?
You were just passenger.
No, yeah, I wasn't flying it. That wouldn't be good. Probably set for same time. Motors are ready. Oh, okay. Archie's saying that the EX is probably the same time frame. I was hoping the EX was sooner because it seemed like to me the EX, they just threw it together real quick.
It's a Broadway thing they do every time.
Yeah, they keep doing it.
I don't want it sooner.
Yeah. Oh, damn. They got suspension. Oh, here.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like, right? Oh, my camera froze. Hold on. My camera froze again. This thing. No worries. Good thing I have a backup. But
Kevin, James Mutland is asking, what wheel do you ride?
What wheel do I ride? What wheel do I have? My choices at the moment are 14D, 14S, 16S, 16X, 18XL, MSX, Monster, V10F, V8F.
Wow. He's got a lot of wheels over there to ride.
I love my Monster.
Yeah, right?
It's so comfortable to ride. I'm Black Cobra sized, and but I don't have a trolley handle on it, and if you have to walk anywhere, hunching over really doesn't it spoils the whole thing. So day to day, probably an 18XL.
Right.
MSX for a bit of variety, but if I'm trolleying again, the trolley handle's not as flash as the Kingston one. So love the 18XL, love the Monster.
Yeah. See, and that's why I kept my 16X, because the 16X is a daily. If I was going to ride every day, it has the best handle. It has that torque. It has everything. But if I'm going on a long ride and I need more speed and more comfort, then I'm going to rock that Monster. I'm still waiting to cover my seat. I only did one strip around. I'm going to cover my seat for the Monster with more padding, and then probably put I don't, the tape is working, but I don't really like the look of it. So I'm probably going to have it covered with a nice, I don't know, neoprene or faux leather or something. Remember we were talking about grenades. And EX Rev Ride says the Gotway wheels are already a grenade. I can't help but go back to that image of the Monster in the tunnel when it crashed and the battery went flying like a projectile. Okay, so let's see. Send the details out soon. Oh, okay, Archie's talking about the EX. He said, I'm sure the dealers will send the details out soon. U.S.-based dealers will incorporate their costs, custom shipping, and warranty. Yep, soon. We'll get that information soon. That was Kevin's question. I mean, James's question to Kevin about what you ride. And he kept talking that he has so many wheels. He can't. How many wheels you got over there now, Kevin?
Hang on.
You don't include the ones in boxes?
No.
I think there's 4 on the living room floor.
11. I forgot Nicola.
Oh wow. Okay. That I still Nick Plus I haven't ridden. I want to ride one of those. Let's see. Looks companies try to create gear for wheels. Okay, Archie, will EUC companies try to create gears for wheels? I don't know. That's a good question. Let's see. What'd you say, Arch? I forgot you. Ride alone. 26. Oh, he's talking about the first question. How long did it take him to ride? 26 hours straight. 8 of them devoted to charging. He has a 3108 watt hour monster and 312 watt hour. 312 we did 312 miles we did in 2 and charged about the same time. You just can't charge together. Yeah, because Archie and Sam were blowing fuses at businesses. He was blowing fuses and then they had to go to another business and then finally they started charging separately. I'm sorry, Archie. I had to use. I pulled up. I said, "Sir, they've been getting complaints about businesses blowing fuses along your path." He's like, "No, they haven't." Let's see. Booking duct tape there now. Yeah, duct tape. Archie loves duct tape. Yeah.
The world goes round with it. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it does. I think duct tape holds the world together.
So I've got a backpack when I ride, particularly if I'm going off road or somewhere a bit rougher, and it's got the essentials in, a first aid kit, basic tools, and duct tape. And pre-bodyguard particularly, you have a bad spill and bits fall off your wheel. What do you do with them? And I think V, when she had her little mishap, there would have been pieces all down the road if it wasn't all held together. And in fact, I've got a wheel downstairs that went under a courier van, and literally when I took the bodyguard off, it just
fell apart.
And hey, if nothing else, if that means I get home, I'm loving that. But yeah, it's turns from bodyguard into a body bag.
Yeah, I thought about that. I'm like, especially with the Gotway wheels, because they just disintegrate. So, okay. So Archie said something here after he saw my seat. He says, "Seeing your seat, I'm actually 3D printing the base so it won't split anymore." That's a good idea, Archie. Let me know, because I mean, for those of you who don't have a monster or don't know, that's the only reason why I have any duct tape on my seat is because right here in the back it started splitting, and that was only like my 4th or 5th ride on it, and it started splitting right in the back, just a little split, but once that seat splits, then it just keeps going and going. So I put some duct tape on it.
Comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah, and I could see it go. So I put tape on it right away, and I didn't even notice it. Obviously, the guy riding behind me was like, "Hey, your seat's splitting." I'm like, "What?" I was not happy. Okay, so let's see. Thought about it as time takes to swap gears could cause loss of balance. Oh, he was talking about having gears on an EUC. Maybe a little tricky, a little compromising. I don't know. I don't think I would want that. A little too much.
There was, and this is going back 6 years or so, from memory, I think there was an EUC that did have gearing between the motor and the wheel.
Really?
This is ancient. This is my first wheel was a stunning piece of technology that had a 500 watt motor and just take this in, 174 watt hours of battery.
Woo! Stop. Really?
This is a giveaway today. You just have to pay for shit.
Wait, where's it at? Go get it.
And these things have come so fast. The way the motors work, I don't think you could add I don't think gearing would add anything to them. You know, the speed they have, the acceleration they have. You can make motors a little bit bigger and just go for it. Don't worry about gearing. That's the best thing, and it's what I worry about with suspension wheels is that, you know, especially selling them, I've got customers who want them. They're lining up. That's great. There's so much more to go wrong with them. I mean, a unicycle currently has one moving part.
Yeah.
And add all this extra stuff in, it's like, oh, that's just not going to end well. But I mean, yes, better ride, better experience, but more can go wrong. So,
yeah. Well, part of the problem, I mean, with the way it is now, there's already a whole lot of stuff that, you know, we're issues that we still have to deal with. And when it comes to, you know, that's why I like In Motion, because the way they made their wheel, they really put that wheel together well. And it also has suspension. So suspension is like an extra afterthought that they incorporated decently. They didn't make that the primary purpose of the wheel. So the wheel is a solid wheel, whether you deal with the suspension or not. So it doesn't cause as much extra stuff to go, you know, wrong. You know, you could just not have the suspension and still that's a crazy solid wheel.
And that's great. And so you go back to my first wheel. If someone said, this is what people will be doing with them in 5 years, it's like, no, that'll never happen. That's insane. So, but these things need to take a beating.
Yeah, wives will get sick of picking up their husbands halfway down the hill.
So here's a real question. This is important, and we need to know if you can build this in. Will the Roll.NZ prevent the battery eject feature on the Gotway from working?
Unfortunately, yes, it will.
Okay, so no more battery ejects as long as you have your bodyguard intact. All right, you heard it here.
Let's face it, you like riding your wheel. You don't like chasing after random bits of it.
That's for sure. That's for sure. And some, what is this? And some support wood dowel or metal carbon rod to support your seat. Well, I think that's why Archie's trying to 3D print something, because having a nice seat is important. People don't realize how important it is because a lot of people like V never sits. She doesn't like sitting, and that's not her thing. However, I'm just speaking from a guy with a little size. I like sitting down. And after a while, I'm like, I gotta sit down, adjust the feet, give my legs and feet and knees a rest, and then get back up. So seats are extremely important in my opinion. I don't think I will buy a wheel that I can't put a seat on. The V11, I know they're coming out with a seat, so I'm like, all right, I'm in. I really don't think I'll do a wheel that doesn't have a seat option at some point.
Okay. Well, we'll see if we can make a neoprene cover for your seat.
There you go. That could work. And you already know the sizing. Somebody already has one.
I've got a seat somewhere we'll dig out and see what we can do.
Yeah, because I'm definitely gonna. Archie had the right idea. He put more padding on it because I don't know about you, Kevin, but when you sit, you notice that the weakness in the middle. I kind of feel it.
I understand that. I don't sit when I ride. I'm not an old man.
Okay.
I'm not soft.
Okay. Well, let me tell you, I love sitting, and even on my 16X, I think that's the reason. One of the main points I love about my 16X. What was that?
How do you get down there and then get back up again?
It's easy. I honestly.
I'm the old man.
Look, if you go back and watch my video when I first sat on the 16X, because I felt the same way. I was like, man, this is kind of low. I don't know if I could do this. And that's why I don't like the MSX or MSP seats, because they're so small and so low. But the 16X is a little higher and taller, and it's the most firm seat that I've seen yet. It's much better than this seat. The 16X has the best seat out of any of them, and it fits on the 18XL as well. So I think it's an amazing seat. And once I started doing it, the first time I was like, oh, this is nerve-wracking. Now I'm like, oh, are you kidding? It's like super easy, and I'm like, I can't see not being able to have that option at least. But that's just me. That's just me.
Thank you.
Oh, film it.
How waterproof these bodyguards again?
Well,
Oops, wrong one.
There are holes in them. And water goes through the holes.
don't be rude.
No, I'm sorry.
Wait, hold on. Before the
So
miles
you-
during Eastgate, I did about okay. Yeah.
We didn't cut holes in them. That'd be really waterproof.
Okay. So if it wasn't for trying to let the lights shine through, then they'd be waterproof.
Even with the holes, though, and this is not scientific, but let's say it's covering 98% of the wheel. So 98% less water gets to your wheel.
Yeah.
If less water gets to it, less water can find that hole to go in. So, yes, I mean, I where we live, it rains really good. And I've been caught in it, and I don't worry at all about rain. I'll give up before the wheel wants to give up.
And that's a great feeling to know that you have that option. A Vegan says that Marty put a nice seat on the V11. Actually, I'm a little behind, so I don't think I saw that video because I didn't see Marty's last video. So I have to check that out. Oh, yep. A cover for the monster seat sounds like a great idea. I think it does too. Don't you, Chrissy?
Yeah. Well, I'll have a look. I'll see if it's doable.
Okay. Let's see. Real Talk says that's the idea behind, or Rev Rides rather, says that's the idea behind the method I'm talking about with the rotor in the center of the stator. You'd maximize torque as the rotor pulls away from the stator and increases the top speed. Yeah, but I think that it's gearing he's talking about, right? I think that would be I think that would be an issue because you're adding more to it, like Kevin said. But you might be right. I mean, not that it's not doable. He has a lot of ideas, so he might be bringing some of them to play.
It does make sense. And I think it needs to be done high quality so it doesn't break and cause you issues. If it's contained within the hub, then it's less prone to damage, which is fantastic. It's a matter of fitting it all in there and you make it so that when you do have a few tumbles, it keeps going.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe some bodyguard socks to prevent the Gotway bite.
What's the Gotway bite? Sounds like something I'm interested in hearing about.
Oh yeah, you know when I mean it's like when you were talking about the ankles and stuff. Like I think that's what he's talking about because of the way the wheel is. I mean the pedals are angled. It kind of digs into your leg. Some people it bothers. Some people, yeah.
We used some neoprene to pad some of Kevin's jeans to see if it would help with, you know, if you fall over but he just got really sweaty knees, so I don't know. If your feet to lose weight, we could make some socks.
That's funny. Adam says you could add some handles to the cover so you can torque it when seated. I guess we're gonna pull it because that is an issue when you ride seated. I end up swinging my arms to get that speed going. So you do still need something to help. Very funny says Archie's the king of distance riding. He is. Let's see. Can that engineering be accomplished? I think so. They were talking about it. It just takes the right person to do it. Talking about
money.
Money. Yeah. Yes, this is something I want you guys to do. Please go now and give me a thumbs up on the stream. You guys that are in the chat, please go ahead and click a thumbs up. It definitely does help the algorithm or whatever the hell. And I'm no expert. I just know it helps, or so I'm told. Okay, so Rev Ride says he's seen articles on it being done. You think it would be possible on an EUC? Got me thinking of a way to incorporate it. Okay, all right. Well, he wants to build his own EUC, so we'll see how it goes. It's possible. It's definitely possible. Nothing is outside the realm of possibility in my head because I look at, I mean, we're not at the Jetson stage yet, but you know, we all like Kevin said that. Oh, in a few years we're gonna put suspension on those wheels. Yeah, okay. Ha ha ha. Here we are. You know, right? Here we are. So you never know. It helps the algorithm, which exposes your videos on YouTube. Yeah. Oh, Vincent, yes, my buddy. Super chat. Appreciate that. And also thanks for all of the diverse interviewees. Thanks Roll.NZ for the awesome 16X bodyguard.
Welcome.
That's right. Hit the like button, fellas and ladies. Please go ahead and hit the like button and share it. Share it with your friends. Get people on it, like Sean says. You know, share it with your friends. Teach them how to ride and get them hooked. That's my Sean impersonation for today. I definitely like the idea of adding more people to the community. I like when people come in and they get hooked and they get a taste, and then all of a sudden they just, you know, it's one of those things. Either you're all in or you're not. And I like getting people involved. So far, I've taught a few people to ride, and those that have gotten into it really got into it, and those that were kind of like on the border didn't. But I like how enthusiastic they are about it after I get them hooked. Yes.
Nothing is. We were talking the other day. The word you used was freeing. It is such a freeing experience. There's nothing like it. It's fantastic.
Excuse me. I often say that you will catch me like this, riding my wheel a lot. I end up throwing my arms out like a little kid, flying. Huh?
Just when no one's looking.
No, I do it when everybody's looking. I don't care. I'll go by people and I'll go like I'm swimming, and then I'll go into flying, and then I'm soaring, then I'm Supermaning. Then I don't care. I love it. I love how free it makes me feel.
Do people, when you're wearing your gear, find you intimidating because of your size?
Nope. Honestly, when people see me in all that gear, you know what they say to me? They're like, "Wow, you look like a Power Ranger or like for real." They're like, "You look like a superhero or something." And I'm like, "Okay." Especially when I wear, I don't know if you can see that mirrored. When I wear that helmet and the full mirrored helmet, they're like, "Whoa!" And I get that a lot. In the summertime, I wear the open face. But when I wear that one, people really look at me and they think, you look like you're on, some superhero show or something. RoboCop, somebody said. Darth Vader, somebody else said. I've gotten all of that. I did Darth Vader because my previous open face has the little piece right here. And they're like, you really look like Darth Vader. And I went, and I was like, should I do that every time I talk to people? But
what you do is when you're in your full future gear and you see someone with the whole... you might just stop and go, what year is it?
You should get everybody watching to do that and post it.
I think I'm going to do that next time. Or pull up and do... Have you heard of a flux capacitor? I need to repair mine. So, yes. NYC mom, wife, teacher. I met her in New York. What's up? Hello. I want to give you a quick round of applause because there's not a whole lot of women that ride, and I appreciate she was out there. And when I went to the Sherman debut, she was out there, and I'm upset that my camera messed up for that, or I didn't have it on the right setting. So my interview with her and her husband didn't get to be aired, but she said she didn't think she would like this so much. And it's true. A lot of people, they jump on and they're like, oh, I love this. And when you see it in their eyes, when they get hooked, and I love it. Let's see.
Yeah, one of our customers was, I'm just going to get it to go a couple of bus stops, that last mile.
Yeah.
And that last mile was the next bus stop, and then he's like, no, I don't need, I've got work pays for a car park, and he still rides to work.
When we started the business, it wasn't expecting to be a significant thing. It was a passion for me before it was a business, and I just wanted people to ride. I wanted people to share that. And to be able to do that actually is really satisfying. So yeah, we're loving it.
Yeah, that's so true. It's much better to have someone to do it with, and that is, I mean, a lot of people like riding alone, and riding alone you can really do whatever you want, but I like riding in a group, and I wish there were more riders here that I could easily go and ride with. But normally there's only, one or two here in the city, and then I have to go outside the city to find somebody and link up with, and it makes it harder. But I love group rides. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. Sharing this freedom feeling that we have.
And swapping wheels too.
Yeah.
Getting people to try the wheels is quite interesting.
Yeah, that's good if you have the opportunity to do that more often. Normally when we, like the group ride that we had, we just kept on our own wheel because it was the first time we ever did it. But if we did that more often, we definitely would be doing that kind of thing. And let me try that today. Excuse me. So this, I feel the same way that Claude feels. Full body gear allows you to enjoy the ride so much more. I think so because I have no fear of falling, because I have fallen several times, and with my gear on, I just slide, brush myself off, and keep going. So I feel free when I'm geared up. I noticed when I rode not that long ago, and I was trying to show my shirt with the big Wheel Life symbol on it. So I just had the shirt on with the elbow pads and knee pads and helmet and wrist guard. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna put on my full chest protector. I felt free, but I was nervous because I was like, this will all be protected, but if I slide here, that's not gonna be protected. So, I'm able to do it, but it does make me feel a little more nervous. Look at somebody said Tron, but I like this one, Cobra Commander. I particularly kind of like that one, not because I like the bad guy, but I like the name. A Tron suit would be awesome. Yes, it would be. Let's see.
You could just go out and buy a wetsuit and you stick some
lights on it. Yeah, you could. You could. Do they make a tailored bodysuit? Yeah.
Kevin's been asking for that.
Offcuts, we can.
Let's see. I plan on wearing my glowy Zoe LED full body light suit for Halloween. Cruises as I doubt there will be a trick or treating. That might be a good idea, actually. I have the Black Panther, and I have the headpiece, and I have the shirt. Then I wear some black pants and black boots and go out on my wheel. Now I'm thinking I need some lights with that. So I may throw some like lights here and there around on the outfit to try and brighten it up so I can be out at night. I think I want to put some lights on my helmet too. I don't do a lot of night riding, but when the group was riding together and we rode at night, I really, really liked it. I just wanted a lot more lights. So I hope to do that.
Put a light on your Skydio so you're like always in the spotlight as you ride. It just moves along with you.
There you go.
Even point you out of the way because you'd think that a helicopter was chasing down the sky and
tell the okay, Archie talking about, he says, I guess I was talking about the cover, but he said, tell that to your Insta361X. He said it needs armor too, because when I cut out in Boston and fell, my 1X slid into traffic and was run over by an 18-wheeler.
oh.
That was bad. That was really bad. That Black Panther helmet is cool. Yeah, I like the Black Panther head in it, and it's actually rubber. And when I take it off, you can fold it, but when you open it up and put it on, it looks just like it.
You've got a rubber mask.
Yep.
Okay, we call it something different over here.
That's a G.
Yeah. Does the bodyguard help with keeping the batteries warm in the winter?
I don't know.
I think we stumped them.
So if you had your wheel inside and your bodyguard's on it and you went out, it would stop the flow of air on the shells, which would suck some heat out of the batteries.
Okay.
But you still get airflow through under the wheel.
Under the wheel with the heatsink of the control board, but the batteries are sort of towards the outside of the shell. I mean, yes, possibly. Again, not scientific, but it stops that airflow, which is what will suck the heat. So
from the outside,
possibly.
But it doesn't stop it cooling down.
Okay, so possibly. That's the answer. We're not 100% sure.
Questions quite a bit about talking about the MSP, because there's no additional holes for the vents they added for the MSP. And we discussed this at length, and we discussed it with Jason at eWheels. Based on everything we've seen, those extra vent holes, they do bugger all, I suppose is the only word for it. 98% of the cooling is from that heatsink in the wheel well,
okay.
And that's not affected by the bodyguard at all. So it covers the bits which might help keep the batteries warmer, or in hot areas keep them cooler possibly, but it doesn't affect the running temperature of the wheel at all.
Okay. All right. So not the running temperature, but maybe the battery. Okay.
If someone wants to test it and try it, a ride with a thermometer somewhere suitable, with and without bodyguard, like to know the results. Sorry.
You two are a mess. I'm going to tell you right now.
He starts it.
I'm not even going to go into it because, no, I'm not. So,
yeah, but I've seen your microphone. You're not
my microphone's still, he's still worried. He's over there shaking. All right, so, Sensei says they are making another Tron movie. Okay. That'd be dope, especially with the abilities that we have now with CGI. That should be amazing. So we'll see how that goes. All right, so all right, so we're almost approaching the 2-hour mark. So we're gonna do some giveaways. It's time we do some giveaways. I haven't done that yet. So let's see. No, let's go back to our chart, our wheel. Got to pull that up, and I gotta put people in. I gotta remember how I did that. So, what do you guys have on the horizon? Anything else you guys want to share with the guys? Because I know there was a couple of things we talked about, but I can't remember what they were.
So, what are we getting first?
Well, it depends on shipping. The next thing I expect to be arriving here, hopefully within, let's say 10 days, will be an S18.
Okay.
That's going to be interesting because it's a very different shaped wheel, but it's also simple. There's no lights, no speakers to worry about, not lots of side lighting, just the essential lights. That's probably the next thing you'll see from us.
Well, that's curious though, because how can you hold on? I definitely think they need
Lord of the
Rings themed bodyguard, right? Oh, okay. Mom, wife, teacher, super chat. Thank you. All right, so let's start randomly. Let's see. Well, there are 44 names in there right now, so I'm definitely not typing them all in. So that's not gonna happen. So what I will do is, let's see, we will go one at a time. We'll start with, okay, in the chat room, we're gonna start with stickers. You can tell me which one, but I do have I have my logo and I have the Wheel Life, and I think I have, this has, it has the green, I have the red, and there's a gray one also. So this or this. So in the chat, if you want a sticker, type sticker. We're still going to go with that. That was a quicker way to go. in the chat. If you want a sticker, just type sticker. If you guys are still here, because I know a lot of people had to go. So we're going to do that first. And then we'll count off. I'll have you guys pick a number. And then we'll go with the super chats. We'll do that after. So what's your favorite wheel, Kevin?
Favorite wheel? 18XL.
Really? Still, and after all this time?
For comfort, for general purpose riding. Now, if I'm going to go a long way or I'm going to go off-roading, I might change that. But if I could only have one wheel, today it would probably be that.
Okay.
Now, in 10 days, when I've got this 18, that may change.
No, that's when I want to learn to ride.
When I've got a V11, it may change again. But
okay.
Hey, it's definitely one of the wheels.
Okay. Well, have you ridden the 16X? Excuse me.
Yep.
And you still like the 18XL better?
I'm a fat guy. Bigger diameter, softer ride. This feels better. It's interesting. When 3 years ago, I actually went to America and rode with Marty. This is back in the day, before wheels were dangerous and everyone was fully geared up. And that's the point. Just before we started the business, I wanted to try other wheels and see what to upgrade to. I was on a little old antique wheel, and I rode with Marty around Griffith Park, where the Hollywood sign is.
Yeah.
And there was a bunch of guys came out because it was I came from New Zealand.
Yeah.
And it was something. And it was a blast. It was fun, and we tried lots of different wheels. And the one thing several people said to me is those bigger wheels, the Monster, the 18-inch wheels, they fit me better. You put me on an M10, it would just look ridiculous. So I like that. That extra diameter helps for me.
Okay, I agree. I mean, it's true. I think the 16X to me, I enjoyed riding the M10-3 as a zip around here and there, maybe around the corner to the store and back. But the smallest diameter I would really want to go is the 16X. I wanted an 18-inch wheel, and then I went from the 16X to the 22-inch wheel on the Monster. So I still don't have an 18-inch wheel. So, but the V11 is an 18-inch wheel. So now I have a 16. I'll have a 16, an 18, and a 22 for now anyway. So, okay, guys, do me a favor. I didn't see too many, but pick a number between 1 and 6.
5.
Okay. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. The winner of the sticker is Mom, Wife, Teacher. Yes, you are the winner. So do me a favor, send me your information. Either inbox me or email me at ThaBlackCobra@yahoo.com. Remember the THA. You can see it on the screen. ThaBlackCobra@yahoo.com, or just inbox me on YouTube. You can send me a message on here if you don't care, or you can inbox me on Facebook or Instagram. Either one works. So let's see.
Hey, speaking of Lord of the Rings, we will play a Lord of the Rings poster.
That's what that is there?
Yep.
Okay.
So if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, you might know they made the movies over here. We know some people who are involved in part of the production, and we've got a couple of little things like that. So it's definitely a. Can we open it?
Okay. So are you giving that away?
Yeah, we'll ship it out.
Okay. So guys, they have a Lord of the Rings poster. And all right, there we go. Oh wow. Move over a little bit more, Kevin. Little bit more. There we go. Nice. There we go. I can see. I couldn't see the characters. Now I see them on the side there. There we go. All right. Lord of the Rings, made in New Zealand there. So if you guys want a Lord of the Rings poster, type in poster. If you want a Lord of the Rings poster, if you guys are interested in that art, it looks pretty cool. Let me know. Okay, what are they saying? Somebody was counted twice. Hold on. John. Oh, Okay, I see. I see what you guys are saying. I didn't catch that. Hold on. So John, mom, wife, teacher. Then yeah, you put one in there. Francisco put one in there, and then she did it again. So it would be Claude. Yes, because you can't count twice. You guys are right. You got it. Claude is the winner. Claude, only because she put one in there twice. You can only put it in once so that it's counted once. So Claude is the winner. All right. So Claude, congratulations. You send me your information so I can send you a sticker. Let me write that down. I'll forget. Claude. Sticker. Okay. All right. Now the poster. We're going to do this quick. So if they're still hanging around, they'll be able to do it. So if you want a poster, I'll give it another minute, and then we're going to pick. And only type it once. Only type it once. Recount. Yes, we did the recount. You're right. I got it. Wait, she said the rules were not clearly stated. Boo. Okay, you know you can't type it twice.
For the poster.
Okay, yes, you guys know you can't type it twice, because then if that was the case, if I picked number 6, I would just put myself in 6 times. You can't, that's not fair.
In a row.
So, all right, let's see. So, all right, now, let me see. What do we got for poster? Okay, there. I scrolled back too far. I'm looking at the counts in the comments there. You guys are funny. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Okay, give me a number. I only see a few, so we'll go. Give me a number from 1 to 5.
2.
Okay. All right. 2. Let me back up here. And then I did it again. I was scrolled too far back.
Everyone stop talking. It's just too much work.
But it looks like now everybody's things are coming in.
Okay. First poster's Real Talk. Second Claude. Claude won again. Okay, Claude. Claude wins the poster as well as the sticker. Okay, we're gonna do this differently. All right, so let me go to this randomizer. I want to try this out, and I am gonna put in the names. Let me see, Vincent Chung, Red Rides, Mucklin. I put some of them in already that I thought would be here. So if you did a super chat, I'm gonna do that one now. Let's see if I can do this fast enough. I type quickly, but not that quickly. What do we got? This whole stream is clickbait. He's so stupid. EVX, you are such a comedian. Yes, that's a good idea, V. And V says that she'll send her a sticker. And yeah, definitely. You know what? That's a good idea, V. You know, we'll make sure we can make something happen. Let's see. Rev Ride says great stream. Thanks, buddy. We appreciate it. Okay. So, let me see. What do you think? Well, you talked about your favorite wheel, Chrissy. You're not riding, so we're not not yet. We got to get you back on a wheel. But if money was no object, Kevin, what do you think would be your wheel right now? I mean, you're gonna get them all anyway. But if money was not an object, what do you think your favorite wheel would be?
I'm looking forward to the Sherman. It's I know V has a challenge for the weight. She needs to eat more. I eat more, so I'm happy with a wheel that weighs that much. What I've heard about it, how balanced it is, how well it rides, very keen to try it. Suspension, again, I want to try it. and that's the thing, I suppose I'm spoiled. I don't have to choose a wheel because I've got demo wheels for our customers, and I can choose what I want for where I'm going. But the Sherman does definitely have a lot of appeal for me.
Okay, so the Sherman, and more than the Monster Pro.
Trolley handle, mind you, 24-inch.
No. The Monster Pro has a trolley handle in the middle.
Oh, that's right, it does.
Yeah.
Look, shut up!
Sorry.
The other problem I've got is we live on a hill. Everywhere around here is hilly, and pushing I can tell the difference between the 16X, the 18L, and the Monster coming up the hill because of that physics thing. It's harder to push, and the Monster Pro even harder still. So I'll try it, and we'll see. But that could be what puts me off, just that extra effort required to ride up a hill.
That's why I want those pads. That's the exact reason why I feel like I need power pads, because when you get to a hill, what I do now is I sit down, because when you're sitting down, you're already leaning forward, and it makes it work really well. So I mean, the addition of the power pads is a necessity, and I'm sure on the new wheel it's going to be the same thing. I just wish, like you said, it wasn't a problem. I wish we had more torque out of that. And I know it's a physics thing. You can only get so much torque out of a wheel with so much size. I mean, there's really not much you can do about it, but I wish it had more torque like the 16X. And I think that's why I love the 16X so much, is because when I lean on it, it just takes off. It feels like, crazy. Oh, wait. He says, Monster Pro handle will feel like you're holding a tiny door handle. One might say a Hobbit handle. He is a nut. Let's see.
Oh, thanks, John. My ex lives in Australia, and I don't hold it against Australians.
What he said? Okay. Okay. You can't hold it against them. Francisco says he has to sell one of his MSPs to buy the Monster Pro. Which one? It's a good question. Depends on how heavy you are, Francisco. I don't know whether you want the torque or the speed. I like the speed one I've been riding, so I can't really say. EVX says his Lord of the Rings jokes are endless.
Dead jokes. They're the worst. I like jokes, so I don't have to listen to them.
My kids say that. They say that all the time. They're like, Dad, you and those dad jokes just not gonna work. I'm like, well, I'm like, I think they're funny. They're like, yeah, you think they're funny.
It's not for you to laugh. It's for me to laugh.
Yeah. Okay, what happened? Okay, this is not going well for me.
Do you want us to pick a number?
Yeah, we might end up doing that. Hold on. Let me see. One, repeat, medium, text. Oh, that's text size. Oh, no wonder. No.
44 pounds for 4 months. Congratulations.
44 pounds what?
Lost
Okay.
in weight.
I wasn't lost. I found it.
Oh, wow. 44 pounds in 4
Is
months.
it?
That's
Yeah.
great.
I hope you're doing it healthy.
Yeah, definitely.
Wheels were tiny and less powerful. There was a whole thing, and if you go back in the history of the EUC forum, whole discussions about losing weight so you can get more range. Now we just get bigger batteries. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's what's happening, right? They just put bigger batteries in it, and then you don't have to worry about it. But
EDX. So what's our favourite thing to do when we're not riding? Well, since we started the business, we have no life. So I guess it would be, I don't know.
We're foodies, so going out, eating good food.
Okay.
I'm a wino, so wine to go with it.
All right.
Yeah.
I the foodie thing. I'm starting to eat more. So I'm right there with you. I never had that issue before, but lately I've been eating more and more. So, and wine, love me some wine.
We also both love travelling. Unfortunately, at the moment, that doesn't work quite so well. We would have been planning about now gearing up for the EUC Games in LA, the second ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fantastic fun meeting everyone, just being part of that. It is hopefully the one next year. We'll come back and
Yeah, and you know what's funny is I think I don't know. I want to do something like that up our way. So maybe in Boston, because Boston is bigger than Springfield. So somewhere closer, where it has a larger draw. I was thinking of doing something like that. I would like to organize something. So you may see that coming, but obviously we can't do anything until like next year, at least at the very earliest. So we shall see what happens and see if it's possible. But I definitely would like to do something like that just because I like the community. Oh, I froze again. You guys can still hear me, right?
Yep.
Okay, so yeah,
Yeah, well, I think it's a good idea, but it's an awful lot of effort to put it on, and I'd suggest going to one before you put one on.
Yeah, and I've heard that before. I've had people tell me that before, and I thought about that, but I know I want to do it. It's just, whether, it goes anywhere, I don't know. We'll see. But that's just my thought right now. Okay, so we're going to do this real quick. Let's see if I can make this happen. I feel like I'm challenged right now.
With you.
So we're spinning it. I spun the wheel. Let's see. Yeah, of course. I had to put one extra in there, and of course the salad one. That's not gonna work. Let's try that again. Let's see. Oh, I can't see it. Oh, she won. Okay. So, all right. This time you won. She didn't do it twice, so she won. Okay, so she won. There's 2 gifts we're giving away. One's I'm gonna do a shirt, so she gets the shirt, and we'll do one more so that we can, because these guys, they want to give away. Oh, this, you can see it from there, right? Let's hope Salad doesn't win again. Real talk. If you want to get a bodyguard, you're going to get free personalization or customization. So Real Talk wins that. So let's see. I hear pop, so I know somebody says, yes, she said redemption. Yes, redemption. So you can pick a shirt. Remember, all the shirts that I have, go and look at teespring.com/wheel life gear, or just hit one of the links in the videos. Under any of my videos, you can find the link there. Even on my posts, I put it in there. But yeah, go ahead and tell me which shirt you want. Then give me your address and stuff, and I'll go in and order the shirt and send it to you. So you want a shirt? We gave out a sticker. We gave out a shirt. We gave out a poster. Did we do the poster? We did do the poster. Yes, the poster. You guys, that went to Claude also. So Claude, remember, you have to send your information to Kevin and Chrissy so that you can get your poster. So those are the 4 winners we had today. All right, Claude won twice, and then Mom, Wife, Teacher, and then Real Talk. So with the customization. So with you too, Real Talk, make sure you email Kevin and Chrissy so that you can get your customization. So, and I appreciate this because when we come together, we can do all kinds of stuff. And let's see, what do we got? Yes, Real Talk, you won. Claude, Okay, Claude says he's going to send his information. Make sure you guys send your information now. Claude, you need to send something to me and to them. Mom, wife, teacher, you need to send some information to me. And Real Talk, you need to send some information to them. So, I think we're good. Let's see. Say it again, please. Yay, Claude.
Yay, Claude!
Hold on, Claude. Hold on. Claude won twice. He won twice. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Eating magic beans. Okay, mom, wife, teacher. Yes, it was an awesome chat because you were here. Appreciate you joining in. Yes, this is the best show ever. I think so too. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. And don't forget. Yeah, don't forget, guys. Comment, subscribe, hit the like button, hit the share, tell people about it, get more people jumping in. We don't care if they don't ride wheels. They will enjoy the conversation as well. So, Kevin and Chrissy, what else do you want to leave the people with? What else do you want to say to the people listening?
We've given you that 5% discount code, and I suggest if they want discounts, use it.
That's right. The Black Cobra
will give you 5% off.
That's right. Remember, put that in and get your 5% off now. And go ahead and get your nice customization so you can have your nice emblem on your wheel. Because a lot of us have channels. What's the code? The code is ThaBlackCobra. Use my name, The Black Cobra. That's your code, and you'll get 5% off.
I'd also like to say this community overall, everyone we've talked to everywhere in the world, it's just fantastic. It's very niche, but very fun. Great people everywhere.
Yes.
Great to be part of it.
Oh, yes, and V has one too.
Yes.
V has a code, and V has stickers. So you can.
But you two are the only ones with them. So yep. There we go.
There we go. So make sure you guys. I mean, guys, we take care of each other, so we share this stuff, and we want to make sure that we give each other anything that we can. So I know that I love the fact that every time I have an issue or a problem, that there's a forum or a chat room or a group that we can go to. There's plenty of places that we connect, whether it's on Telegram or Facebook or even Instagram or YouTube. There's always some way for us to connect, and I really like that because I've had several issues. Matter of fact, the whole studded plate thing, foot plates, this came because, I was like, oh man, I would like that. I don't know where to get them, and I didn't see the post, so I put it in the forum. I'm like, who knows where those are? And right away, they put me in contact with the guy, and he sent them right out. And I love the fact that we take care of each other like that. And that really makes a big difference. So Simon says, thanks, Chrissy and Kevin. Kiwis rock.
Yeah, we do backwards and forwards often.
Different kind of rock, but okay. And then Francisco says he looks forward to this show every week. So do we. So we appreciate that, Francisco. So thanks again, guys. I'll be talking to you again soon, again for my V11. And I think I was planning on getting one for my 16X, but I think I might wait till I get another one, another wheel, because I got another motor to put into this. I still didn't put in the upgraded motor. I also have some spare pads to put on the side I got a lot going on over here. I can be like doing operations on wheels and throwing parts every day. I got so much to do over here, but I appreciate it. I thank you guys for coming. Thank you very much for taking the time out, Kevin and Chrissy. Thank you really for your interactive help, because it was the fact that you guys were so interactive with me when we did our original design on this over here. That really,
a collab.
Yeah, that was a collab, all right. So EUC community is the best. Yes, it is. So I thank you again. I appreciate you. We'll continue to support you in any way that we can. I'm really glad that you took your hobby, Kevin. I'm not gonna lie, I'm jealous. Because your hobby for wheels turned into a hobby that got you many more wheels, and in a business that you can interact with the people that you deal with directly. And a lot of companies don't get that, or they don't take the opportunity to do that, because that's still the issue with Gotway. I think they don't interact as much with us as they interact with a couple people, but not as much as they could. And to see a company that grew from something small in our community, and that, you know, you guys are doing well. Now you have a couple people on for staff, and I'm hoping that it continues to do well. And I know it will, with you guys coming up with more ideas. giving Chrissy more.
I'm not going to tell you about it.
Giving Chrissy more to do.
Work it, bitch.
Yeah. I'm not saying anything. I'm just gonna tell you that I thank you and I appreciate you. Any final words of wisdom you want to give to our people out here?
I'd just like to thank all of our awesome customers, and we really appreciate the feedback that you give us, and we do listen to it. Maybe we can't action it immediately, but we do store it on board, and sooner or later we get to working on it. So thank you, and keep letting us know what your ideas are.
And keep riding, have fun, stay safe.
That's it. He said it well. So, in the immortal words of the Black Cobra, ride hard and keep it wheel.